All right, I'm currently on the phone with Ryan. He's another one of the musicians that has reached out about the current interview series. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Hey, that's me. My name is Ryan. I am 26 years old, and like you said, I'm a musician.
Excellent. So I always like to start in the beginning. When did you first find music? And, what about it really made you kind of want to participate in it and pursue it throughout your life?
Well, for being honest, man, music has always been part of my family. Growing up, nonstop, music was always playing. And that just was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I kind of want to get into on this. And as far as saying I want to do this, growing up, I was in the school band. You name it, high school concert, jazz, marching band, did it all. So that helped just a little bit.
Sure. And so with, you being surrounded by music and everything and eventually leaning into the pros that you wanted to participate in it, what instrumentation did you start looking at? How did you start to kind of branch out and decide, how you wanted to participate?
Honestly, just starting with the school band. Believe it or not, tenor saxophone was actually my first instrument.
Okay. And so were you doing lessons just through the school or were you taking outside lessons?
Yeah, like when I first started doing music, it was mainly through school. Then later on, I realized, wait, there's more to music than just being in school and learning. So after that, I started taking more like private lessons, which really helped out a lot, man. That's if I got to say something to other people, take private lessons. They're really going to help out.
Excellent. And so did you work on saxophone in other bands like outside of school doing like the garage band circuit, or did you eventually pick up a different instrument?
It's funny you say that because yes, after high school, I figured, well, this is actually kind of a funny story. So I wanted to be in a rock band as quickly as possible. So I was like, I didn't really know guitar at this point. So I was like, hey, look, a bass has only 4 strings. Let's learn it. Keep in mind, I was 19 years old. I was a dumb kid. I thought, hey, this is easy. I've grown up now, and I've learned to appreciate the bass. Bass is my main instrument.
Excellent. And so with learning bass, I assume you kind of followed through with that whole wanting to be part of a rock band thing?
Oh, yeah. It took a long time, man, but it happened.
Okay, and so what were the types of bands that you were looking to join? Was it just any band, or did you have kind of a specific idea of the type of music that you wanted to play?
It was mainly pop punk. Like, I still like pop punk now, but like between like the ages of like 20 and 23, that's all I listened to. Like Green Day, Fall Out Boy, all the other ones, Sum 41, pretty much all the other. They're all kind of a blender, But you name it, I did it. So I was like, hey. Band, looking for a band, pop punk, which I didn't realize at the time was very broad.
Right. So would you say that's the type of band that you were looking to join?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Back in that day, I know I can say back in that day now, but that's all I wanted to do.
Okay. And so what was the process that you kind of went through to find those bands? Was it, a group of your friends or internet strangers? Go into some detail about that.
Oh, 100% internet strangers, man. That's how people look for musicians these days. No longer is the case of, hey, seeing a guy at a gig. No, it's like, hey, random stranger, can I meet up with you? Sure.
Right. So how did you find that process? I've done that as well, and I've been through some horror stories of trying to audition with internet strangers, and then I've also had some really good outcomes from internet strangers. So did you have a few groups that you kind of tried out for and ultimately decided that it probably wasn't the best place for you, or did you kind of find a spot naturally?
Going back to what you said, the best way to describe it is hit or miss. Sometimes I found some really good people. Some of them are still most of my closest friends to this day. Then other times it's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. A lot of flaking, which I'll fully admit, I'm not proud of it. I've done it. We've all done it in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, honestly, the couple of bands that I've been in, I actually found through internet ads.
Okay. And is that like through Craigslist and Facebook, that type thing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The only reason I asked that is because on Reddit, there are a couple subreddits devoted to, doing like internet bands and internet collaboration and things like that.
And I'm just hearing about this now.
Yep. One of the ones that I like to promote is called Bedroom Bands. It's a really nice community of musicians that pretty much they just all collaborate on music over the internet and via Reddit.
Dude, you just totally blew my mind during this interview.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. You should definitely check it out.
And keep in mind, I'm a dude who's on Reddit all the time, so this is good, man. You gotta send me some stuff after the interview.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. So we're at the point where you kind of found your band, or you've been trying out. How many tryouts with different bands do you think it took you before you found the current lineup that you're comfortable with?
So we got some time, right? Do you mind if I say like a Cliff Note version of my musical history?
No, go ahead, please.
All right, so I joined my first band in 2015. Am I allowed to say band names or no?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, in 2015, I actually joined my first band, Perfect Sequence. They're actually still around, and they're really good. Like, even after I left, I'm like, they're just, check them out. Perfect Sequence, they're really good. That was back when I was in college, so I lived far away. I was like, man, how am I going to do this? So I was like, hey, I tried my first band. I just thought, it was going to get a little complicated. Let's try something else, which I did. Then honestly, between like 2015 and 2017, it was just a fruitless search. It's just like, hey, let's meet up with these people. Okay, we're not doing this. Great. And again, I'm not proud. I've done the whole like, hey, sorry, I can't make it thing. But it's just for about 2 years, it was kind of a struggle. I'm not going to lie. But starting with 2017, that's when I joined a band called Never After, which unfortunately we're no longer together. But I am still good friends with some of the. Yeah, I know, right? Story of our life. But
right.
Some of those guys, that was the first taste of like actual somewhat success. And like I said, some of the guys I'm still close to this day. So that was the first time where I'm like, hey, okay, now I actually know what it's like. I actually played live in front of people. Then after that, we were in that band for a few years. Then, like any good band, conflicts arose. So it was just like, yeah, let's try something else. Then 2018 was another fruitless search. 2019, I was in another band. Then we all know what happened after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then once you know what happened, that's when I was like, all right, do I really want to do this for a living? So I kind of had we'll call it a existential crisis. Sure. And then, then 2021 happened. Dude, let's just say this 2021 was the year where I'm like, I think it's happening. Yeah, so do you want to get to that point where we talk about my current projects, or you want to wait on that?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a perfect lead up.
All right, let's, are you sitting down for this, man?
I am, yes.
All right, so let's start off with like April 2021. I actually auditioned for this band, obviously Craigslist, and it was an indie band looking for a bass player, and they're called Rain Out, which is the first band that I'm in. Mm-hmm. We are a power trio. I'd say we're indie alternative, and this was the first time in a while where I'm like, all right, these guys were clicking. They have an EP out, so go ahead and listen to that. And we already played 2 shows in this year or last year, and we're about to record 2 singles that I'm going to be involved with. So that's band number 1. Mm-hmm. Band number 2 actually was funny because the lead singer contacted me. I don't know what ad I posted, but he was like, hey, dude, I like you're looking for a band, so why don't you join us? So me being the guy who's looking for an opportunity was like, all right, let's go check it out. And there we go. Band number 2. We're called Loner. We don't have social media yet, but we did just record our first music video, so look out for that.
Nice.
And then we get to band number 3, which is the funniest of them. This is the funniest of them all. So, I've taken this opportunity in my life just to be like, hey, I'm just going to take advantage of every single opportunity and just go for it. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to collaborate with other people. So I decided there was, another Craigslist ad. I'm like, hey, do you need help with writing? The guy was like, nah, I just need live players. So, I was like, all right, I'll just be a live touring musician. Mm-hmm. But there was just one problem, dude. The lead singer and I became good friends. Mm-hmm. So I was like, crap, I have to join this project now. And that project is called Original Issue, which is we actually have an album coming out on March 4th and a single called The Night that just released about a week ago.
Awesome. Very cool. So it definitely sounds like you've got a pretty full plate with all of your projects going on.
Needless to say, man, there's a bit of a shortage of bass players. Have you noticed that?
I mean, sort of. I mean, not for me.
All right, then it's just for me then, because you have those people where it's like you're a guitar player. All right, we don't have a bass player. Go play bass.
Yeah, so most of the guitar players that I know, at least are proficient enough in bass to be able to like track and play it. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say that there's like any, phenomenal exclusive bassists that I know. But most of the musicians that I know can kind of switch hit.
I wouldn't even consider myself to be a phenomenal bassist myself, man.
Sure. That's awesome though. Good on you for being so busy.
Yeah, it is. It's a blessing and a curse, man. I mean, it was a lot to handle, but just to recap for the people listening, my three bands are Rain Out, Loner, and Original Issue. Original Issue and Rain Out are on Spotify, so I'll make that very clear. So there's a method to the madness. I've gotten to the point now where I've got it down to a science. It's
Sure.
it's called having no social life.
Yes, that does help.
But then again, I'm playing a show tomorrow, so that's a small price to pay, right, man?
That's somewhat social. Actually going out and playing shows, that's a little bit social.
And it's on my birthday too.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
I appreciate it, man. Not for another 24 hours, but hey, thanks for the early birthday.
Right. So on that note, you've got your current projects, you've got three bands already, but you said that you're still open for opportunities. So, what do you kind of see for yourself over the next, 5 or 10 years as you, continue to swallow up all these projects?
Well, can I say something real quick that actually has to do with that? Actually, so as far as different opportunities, I can say this now because I got the okay for them, but I'm actually going on my first tour with a well-known band. I'm not going to say the name of the band just because they're kind of bigger and I don't want to get in trouble. But I am legit going on my first tour, just helping out. So
Cool.
That's a milestone. The thing I've been dreaming of since I was 18 years old.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Good job.
Yeah, and it's cross country too, man. So it's gonna be a blast. I'm gonna learn a lot on this. And then as far as the 5 to 10 year plan. I talked to my cousin about this. I'm taking this year to say yes to everything, any opportunity, whether it's playing, a session for another musician or doing a gig or anything. I'm going to say yes to it regardless of what it is. Hopefully paying, but we're musicians, man.
Right. The best we can hope for is to break even.
Yeah, honest to God, honestly, it's just 5 to 10 years hoping to make a living out of this.
Sure. It sounds like, you may be able to with everything that you've got going on.
Unfortunately, man, I'm at that point in my life, 27, where it's like you have these people that say, oh, I'm just doing it for the art. No, I kind of want a paycheck too. Is that selfish of me to say?
I don't think so.
Okay, good, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Partially, some of the reason for music is the paycheck. I'm not going to lie. But again, the art too.
Absolutely. And, there's that huge debate about, selling out or buying in or if you don't make it as a quote unquote rock star, then just selling your tracks for other performers or whatever. I don't see the negative ethics in any of that because, as long as you're maintaining your channel and your conduit to be able to create and have that outlet and also be able to live off of it financially, then more power to you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as far as the sellout thing goes, it's yeah, I get it. But then again, if people say in a song oh, those artists, they sold out. I say the argument, yeah, you should, don't look at their paycheck then because you'll probably be disappointed.
And the case is most likely that even for artists that do go down that sellout path, their fan base is going to follow them, and that just kind of ties into the way that I think the music industry is moving towards, which is it's more personality focused than it is selling sex or anything like that.
Yeah, I think look no further than Maroon 5. We all know that Songs About Jane is a fantastic album. Then after that, we all know they went the mainstream pop avenue. They get a lot of hate, But if you look at their recent music videos, yeah, tell that to the hundreds of millions of views they have, you know?
Exactly. Not that I could really say that I've ever actually intentionally listened to a Maroon 5 song, but I get your point.
It's on the radio enough. Trust me, you've heard it.
Okay. So you kind of set your expectations there and your ambitions. It sounds fucking awesome. What are some of your favorite memories that you have from participating in music and, interacting with other musicians?
I'll say a childhood story, honestly, just being in the car, at like 5 or 6 and having my parents just put on the radio and put on these great songs and just listening to it. That's a memory. Those are memories that I cherish forever.
Sure.
And yeah, but as far as like meeting other bands and stuff, honestly, I can't really pick a favorite memory because again, each moment's like picking a favorite child. They're all kind of special. But I would say when I finally realized this is possible, I don't know when that happened, but there was a moment where I'm like, all right, this is possible. We can do this.
Awesome. Excellent. That's very cool. So go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And plus, my high school band years, it's high school band. How can you go wrong with that? Just made a lot of great memories, lots of great friends, played a lot of great music. That's going to be forever.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. So along those lines, where can people check out your projects and listen to the stuff that you're doing?
I already said before, but I'll say it again, this time a little more, promoting wise. Rain Out is on, and the original issue are on Spotify, Apple, pretty much any streaming platform. You'll find it. Rain Out's got an EP. We're also recording a couple of new songs, maybe more to come. Who knows? Original issue has our album coming out on March 4th, a new single, and again, we're playing shows and stuff. Loner, just be patient with us. 3 bands, obviously. But we did just film our first music video, and we recorded 2 songs, hoping to release that soon. So, honestly, in today's age, just check us out on Spotify and other streaming platforms. There's a lot of them.
Sure, definitely. So I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word. So just a message that you kind of feel you resonate with.
All right, a message. These things take time. I want to make that very clear. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that you are not proud of, but the good things are going to happen. Trust me. And when they start happening, it's going to be good.